Namaste and welcome to Tune and Frequency. Today we are outside. I haven't been recording a lot of videos, as you probably saw. It was just that life was taking over. I don't know how you feel, but for myself I can say that it seemed to me that even though we're in summer, the past few months felt like I've been in this winter mode, like in my winter sleep like hybrid mode, and I feel like my inner summer is just starting. Something is activating or reactivating, so to say, something that has been dormant for a while. And so today felt super special, very energized. The weather is nice. I'm sitting here outside. I just ate like half a mango, and I just feel this energy, the frequency that is just like so high and vibrant that I thought, like, today I'm gonna give you a reading in my hangmat. So if I'm kind of swinging a little bit, don't worry about that. If you hear voices like just now, that's people who are in the park. Ignore them and focus on yourself, focus on your breath, and thank you for being with me here. All right, we'll start as we usually do with 3 deep inhales and exhales through our mouth, so you can feel that release. You can feel this certain relief you feel from your breath. All right, so take a deep breath in. Today I did not bring my sound bowl, but I hope that you can feel and hear the nature of the sound of nature and the frequency through it. And I brought you the frequency deck today, so we're gonna work with that, and just enjoy it. There are a lot of little flies here, but I'm sitting between 2 trees, so when you sit in nature, that's what happens. All right, let's see. All right, we have a very quick answer. 4 cards that fell out immediately. So we got surrender in reverse. We got self-love. We got reveal the mystery. It doesn't matter with that card if it's in reverse or not. And we have ascension. All right, so let's start with surrender. Surrender in reverse. Surrender in reverse. There's something that you are fighting, and if you listen to what I just said about like me feeling this kind of inner winter and not being or not wanting to connect a lot to my external world, I wasn't like really getting in touch with people or I wasn't going outside that much. I did go into nature, but not seeking a lot of community or seeking a lot of connection with others. So what happened was more like a very, if you know from tarot, the Hermit card, so that's what it felt like. Just being very isolated, being with your own thoughts, with your own emotions, and dealing with all that is going on inside, because there seemed to be a lot, and it felt like there was a time needed to focus on that, to kind of step back and observe, and not necessarily take action, but surrender. Surrender to what is. And I feel like if you want to fight it, that's gonna kind of elongate this phase of it will increase apathy, and it will also increase this phase of inaction that because you can't force the universe to do anything. The universe will give you what is meant for you. The universe will give you what you need, even though it might not be what you want, but you will get it still. So sometimes we feel like we want to take control, and we have all the right answers for ourselves, and we don't need any guidance. But you are in charge of your life. But then again, life has its own kind of stream of consciousness, and you can go with the flow of that stream of consciousness, of that stream of life, that flow, or you're going against it. But really, I would advise you to surrender to it, because otherwise, yeah, you will be stuck. And the key to surrender will be self-love. So instead of going for everything that everybody else wants you to do, focus on what is it that you want to do. What is it that your heart is desiring and aching for, that you give yourself that tender loving care. If you've seen my videos, you know I talk a lot about TLC. Give yourself that tender loving care that you need, that shows you this form of love that you would like others to show you. But you gotta start with yourself. Yesterday I focused a lot on, I'm not an expert on this, but I do think that you might have heard a lot about like the parasympathetic nerve system and the what's the other one? I forgot the names, but I think you can look it up. And I've researched a little bit more. Sorry, I have scatterbrain, so I can never like really remember the terms, but basically that your freeze state is where your nerve system kind of shuts down, and then you have fight or flight, where there's like a certain form of action, but it's more negatively focused, I'd say, and also stress related. And then there is this joyful state, the state where you're fully alive, I'd say, where you are going with the flow, where you are on a high frequency and you just feel good. And when you feel good, it's easier to go with your own flow and also go with what your heart wants to tell you. You are more aligned, and you will also attract more of those things that are for you, instead of kind of going with your fear all the time. So I found these methods to kind of help to calm your system down. And I think my most favorite one is where you just like kind of give yourself some TLC, where you just kind of soothe yourself, where you are being soft with yourself, where you cuddle and hug yourself, and you will feel that everything that has been more alert will kind of calm down. You just keep this going until you feel an effect by it. And you can also switch to your neck by going over the sides of your neck, and with the tip of your fingers you lightly just stroke down. Just repeat that. Take your time. Really be aware of the touch of what you can feel. And when you are ready, you can switch sides. Do it in your own tempo. If you want to do it even slower than I do, go ahead. Or if you want to be more firm, you can do that. But I would say and suggest that you do it with a very light touch. So nice. And the last one I want to send you off with is basically just tapping, but you basically tap on the opposite shoulders. That's it. If you enjoy these, you can try these out daily. And if you like to, please share your process. I would really be interested in what you have to share about that. I still have 2 cards I want to go through. If you've seen some of my readings, then you might have come across this card, which is called Reveal the Mystery. And this card means, like, go to your bookshelf, let your eyes kind of just wander. Just you don't open your eyes, but just like close them halfway, so you just scan it, like, and whatever book kind of pops out at you, go ahead and read out of that book. I have a book with me, and so I want to share a part from what I've been reading, because I really felt super inspired. So what you do, you just go to your bookshelf, find the book that is kind of that you're drawn to, you randomly open the book and you read the passage. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna randomly, like, gonna open a book and I'll just read what I find. As for myself, I can look back peacefully on my life, for I can say my life was full of meaning and have tried hard to live it fully. I have done my best. I have done my best for my son. My life was no failure. So the book is called Ikigai, the Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life, and it's by Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles. And the part that I want to read, because it really spoke to me, and it kind of goes, it really fits a conversation that I had with my students. I don't know if you know this, but I work at a school with 5th to 10th graders. And at the moment I work very intensely with the 10th graders, and today we were talking about homeless people and how they're part of society, and what that destiny must feel like to live through that, and what we can do, especially when we see homeless people being part of our community, living in the places that we work at or where we live, and that their suffering is our suffering. So the part I found is on page 42, and it says, "We all have the capacity to do noble or terrible things. The side of the equation we end up on depends on our decisions, not on the conditions in which we find ourselves." It fits in the way that I said, please remember, whatever happens in your life, no matter how bad things get, it will always depend on what you have here, what you have in terms of your mindset, that you don't give up, that you keep a positive mindset, that you keep going, that you connect to your heart, and that you won't be misled away from your heart, but that you still listen to your heart, and from there make decisions. And if you follow that, and also if you follow your joy, you won't be able to go astray. You will find your path, even if that moment in time seems to be terrible from the outside looking in, or maybe even it feels like overwhelming from the inside out. If you don't forget that you are in power, that you are in charge of your life, that you are a creator, and you are a co-creator of life. You will be led to this, the Ascension. And what I love about this card, Ascension, not only does this card have my life path number, but the number 5 stands for freedom. So even under the circumstance that you are trapped, or you feel trapped in your life, you will be able to get back to your freedom and keep your freedom, because there's always a certain amount of freedom that you have, and that is the freedom to make a decision. You always are able to decide. The book I'm reading, Ikigai, it talks a lot about the situation of Frankl, who has been locked up by the Nazis in a concentration camp, and they took away his manuscript. And he took this as his mission, as his purpose, to rewrite his whole manuscript that was about to be published. It was ready for publication. And he had to rewrite it because he didn't own the manuscript anymore, because it was taken away from him. So I can't imagine even more terrible place to be at, or have worse circumstances than that. So they found out that as long as you hold on to a vision of life outside of that concentration camp, if you're imprisoned, if you keep this vision of a life outside of prison, or when you feel stuck in your life at the moment, if you keep a vision of where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do, who you're gonna be, you will always come back to your freedom. All right, this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you soaked up some sun with me and felt that heartfelt frequency, that heartfelt joy, and the power of nature. Thank you very much. Stay tuned and see you soon.